And we are back with yet another video really quick. So we have good old Pratix right here. Hey dude, I really need a tool giving GUI so I can make a custom admin thingy. No problem. So today we're going to be doing a GUI that when you click on a button gives you a specific tool. So very similar to last time, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a gun from the toolbox because, you know, toolbox is my life. That's why I have over 5 million viruses on my computer. In fact, you probably watching this video will give you a virus on your computer. No, it won't. Don't worry. All right, so anyway, so let's say we have a gun inside of our server storage, and now we want to make a GUI that is able to give the player this gun. All right, so let's say, and I'll honestly take it a step further. So let's make it so that when we click on this brick, we get a GUI. We'll start off with that. All right, so I'm going to put in a script here. All right, I'm going to say local part is equal to script.Parent. And then I'm also going to put in a click detector here, okay? So very similar to my previous video, okay? We're just going to make a click function here, okay? Local click detector is equal to part.ClickDetector. And now we say click detector, ClickDetector.MouseClick, connect function player. All right, so this is able to detect who clicks it. So our player is whoever clicks on this brick. All right, and so now what we do is that now we want to prompt a GUI to get open. So in order to make a GUI, we're just going to make an easy one. I'm going to go to my starter GUI in our Explorer, and we're going to insert what's called a ScreenGui. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to insert a frame, and then this white box will appear. So I'll make it kind of like that big. And like I said, you can do it however many guns that you like. But for now, I'm just going to do a text button for the time purposes of this video, okay? And I'll rename this to GiveGun. All right, and so then you're able to change the properties, you know, give, trench, shotgun, and, you know, I'll do text scaled, and I don't know. That looks fine. All right, so like I said, I know I'm like very shorthand with my stuff, but I just want to give you the good idea because I'm a firm believer in, you know, kind of figuring it out yourself. I'll put you on the right path, but if you wanted to expand it, you could definitely use your own knowledge, and I will definitely be here to help you out, okay? So the first thing that we want to do is open up this GUI. All right, so I'm going to make it so that this ScreenGui is disabled. All right, so just so that it's disabled. Now, we need to enable it, right? So when someone clicks on this brick, we want to enable the GUI. So I'm going to say local player GUI is equal to player.PlayerGui. And now I'm going to say local ScreenGui is equal to PlayerGui.ScreenGui. ScreenGui.Enabled equals true. Now you're probably wondering, don't you need to do wait for child for player GUI? No, not all the time. For click functions, you don't. If you want a GUI to load as soon as you join the game, or as soon as you want to, well, honestly, we'll see. Maybe I do need to wait for child, and I don't. All right, so now it's give TrenchGun. This comes on up on our screen. All right, so now we need to script the actual thing itself. So this only enables the UI. Now let's go ahead and make it so that when we click on this text button, it'll give us now a gun. And on top of that, we can also make a close button. So to do this, we say local button is equal to script.Parent. All right, because when I say script.Parent, it refers to the give gun button. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say button, mouse button one, click, connect function, bam. All right, so basically when we click on this button, this is what we want to do. Local TrenchGun is equal to game.ServerStorage.TrenchGun. Local new trench, I'm going to call it, is equal to TrenchGun clone. New trench.parent is equal to, and then we'll actually be able to detect the player. Since this is a local script, you can only use this in a local script. Local player is equal to game.players.localPlayer. So whoever has this script and is running it, it will only happen to this player. Meaning that, let's say I put this in a server script, everyone would have this gun. So if I were to click it in a server script, everyone in the server would have a gun. Now, probably not, but you get the point in terms of like, you know, server script happens to everybody. Local script only happens to one person. It'll probably throw an error if we try to give everyone a gun. Anyway, new trench.Parent is equal to player.Backpack. And that should give us a gun. So now when we do this, let's go ahead and actually test it out. All right, so I come on over here. I'm going to hit this. Give TrenchGun. Uh-oh. Why? What's that happen here? TrenchGun is not a valid member of server storage. Ah, that's why, because I put it in starter player. Or starter pack. Oh, wait. Ah. It's going to be harder than I thought, boyos. Okay, so instead, we need to do a fire server. All right, so basically what that is that, so let me state the problem. Basically what we have to do is that we're unable to get something from the server storage in a local script. We can only get it inside of a server script. So how exactly can we go from local script to server script? Well, we use what's called fire servers. And so to use this, we're going to use our replicated storage, and I'm going to rename this to GiveTrench. All right, I'm going to say local replicated storage is equal to game GetService replicated storage. Local trench event, I'll call it, is equal to game.ReplicatedStorage.GiveTrench. Now what we do down here is that we say TrenchEvent fire server, and I think that we need player. You know what? No, we don't. TrenchEvent fire server. So what exactly does this do? Well, we're able to make this a event handler, but basically what events do is that this gives us the ability to talk from local to server script. All right. So here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to take these two and put it inside of our ClickDetector script. Now what I'm going to say is I'm going to say TrenchEvent.OnServerEvent connect function player local backpack is equal to player.Backpack. Local TrenchGun is equal to game.ServerStorage.TrenchGun. Local TrenchClone. So same thing as before. You know, pretty straightforward. TrenchGun clone. TrenchClone.Parent is equal to backpack. That should do it. Let's go ahead and let's take a look. So if I come on in here, I click on this, give trench shotgun, and there we go. We now have a trench shotgun. All right, so let me just go over that one more time. I went a little bit fast. So we start off with this script. When I click on the click detector, it opens up the ScreenGui. Okay, and now inside of the ScreenGui, we're going to have these buttons. All right. And basically within these buttons, when we press a button, we're going to say, okay, hey, I press this button right here. Okay. And so, like I said, there's multiple ways to do this. All right. So you could just do a single event and say give gun. And I'll do .giveGun, and then I'll say rename giveGun. All right. And then you can rename this to, like I said, there's multiple ways that you can do this. You know, you could say give gun fire server. But then what you would need to do is that you would need to pass through the gun type. So you would say local gun is equal to, I don't know, trench gun, I think it's called. Something like that. But honestly, I would probably go with my first method. So just keeping it all at trench event and just say, hey, you know, I'm going to put in a trench gun. All right. I'm passing this variable through to give me a trench gun. Now, let's say you wanted to make a second gun. Well, let me go into my UI here. I'm going to re-enable it for you guys. All right, so here is our give trench gun. I'm going to hit copy, paste into the frame, move it down. And now let's say give gun. I'm going to rename it to, well, we don't really need to rename it. So we'll rename this one to, we'll put it in a new event in the replicated storage. I'll rename it to give machine gun. This one will go back to give trench. All right, so now what we would have to do is that we would say local machine gun event is equal to game.ReplicatedStorage.GiveMachineGun. All right, and now basically what we would do, is that we would say in here, machine gun event fire server. All right, so we can get rid of this. Now inside of our main script, we'll copy this, paste it, but instead of trench, we have to say machine gun. We would have to do machine gun event, paste that in there. MachineGunEvent.OnServerEvent connect function player. And now we need local, we'll say local machine gun is equal to game.ServerStorage.MachineGun. So I'll go ahead and just bring in a machine gun. All right, so we'll do, yeah, we'll just do this one for the heck of it. Oh, geez, that's going to be, okay. I'll just rename it. So I'll rename it to, I don't know, machine gun. And now inside of here, basically what I'll do, dot machine gun, local machine clone is equal to machine gun clone, machine clone dot parent equals backpack. And now it should work. So let's go ahead and let's just test it on out. All right, so presuming that I've already clicked the button, give trench shotgun, I get the trench, give trench, well, I would rename it, but instead I get a machine gun now instead. All right, so it looks like that the tool itself doesn't work, but like I said, it'll work, trust me. You get the tool, just the tool itself doesn't work. It probably needs like R6. But that's basically how you would do it using a GUI. This is a GUI tool giver. So just to go over it one more time, we start off here. All right, we come on over here, we click this brick. So let me go ahead and disable this real quick. I'll disable this. So we come on over here and we click this brick. And now this enables our UI. So now we're left with two buttons. So in the first button, the trench gun, we say, okay, this is where our event is. Okay, it's called give trench. So I fire this trench event. And now we go to the main script. So when I say firing a trench event, basically what this does is it'll say, okay, hey, you know, give this person a trench gun. Oh, you want me to give this person a trench gun? No problem. This is how I do it. Same thing for this one. And if we click this button instead, the machine gun button, it's going to be like, okay, give this person a machine gun. Bop. This is where the event is for the machine gun. I want you to give this person the machine gun. Oh, you want me to give this person a machine gun? No problem. This is how I give the person the machine gun. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. Let's say you want to do an SMG. You would say, you know, SMG.OnServerEvent player.Backpack. You would say, instead of machine gun, you would say SMG. Local SMG clone, you'll say SMG clone. And then you would say SMG gun clone, local, and then you would say SMG clone.parent equals backpack, and that's it. And then up here you would say local SMG gun event, or yeah, we'll just say gun event is equal to game.ReplicatedStorage. Then you would make a event, call it give SMG, or here to make it easier on you, give SMG, make it look pretty, dot give SMG. And now we would basically make another button here. All right, bring it on down. Inside of this local script, local trench event, I'm going to change that to SMG event, but it's going to be give SMG. And you can call this a local SMG event or something like that, you know, whatever you want to call it. And then in here, SMG event, fire server. It goes over here, okay, no problem. And then it'll give us an SMG. So if I go in the toolbox, type in SMG, you know, I'll take, you know, like none of them. I'll take this one. All right, I'll put it inside of the server storage, rename it to SMG, because that's what we say here. And now it should work. So I know it's a long and tedious process. It's longer than what I wanted, but I hope that this is exactly what you want. You only said make a GUI that can give you a gun And this is how we do it. All right, so now I have an SMG. Ta-da! And it may not be the best SMG, but there's my machine gun. And then here's my trench gun. All right, so that'll be all. That's how you can make a tool giver GUI. I know it's a long and tedious process, especially with the Fire servers, but I'll post all of these inside of the comments of the video, and then we'll be all set. Or inside of the description, I should say. All right, so then you guys will be all set. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. This is definitely a more difficult topic, but I'll be happy to help you guys out. All right, thank you guys. Bye-bye.